Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another brand new video on Kchin Tonic. In this video today, we're going to be making some nice, tasty, flavorful cassava chip, guys. The ingredients and items we're going to be using for this video are your grater, guys. You're going to need your grater in order to grate your perfectly thin slices of cassava. And of course, you'll be needing one cassava. I have a giant cassava over here. I'm going to be using some water. This is the water I'm going to be using to soak my cassava in an effort to remove some of the starch that's on the cassava. So what I've gone ahead and done with this water over here, I added some salt. There was maybe 1 teaspoon of salt and a pinch of garlic to this water. Okay, guys? And that is to attempt to remove the starch from the cassava, as well as to give the cassava a nice taste, a nice salted, garlicky taste, guys. Okay? And this is also to avoid adding salt as a garnish or as a topping to the cassava after it's finished frying. But if you still have the need to add salt to the cassava even after doing this, then feel free to do so. And I'm going to be using 2 knives, and be sure to use caution while handling sharp objects. So to start off, I'm going to show you guys how to peel your cassava over here. So let's get into that. Alright guys, so what I've gone ahead and do, I went ahead and cut my cassava into 4 pieces. And this is just because it is better to handle the cassava with it being in smaller pieces rather than that big long piece of cassava. Okay guys, so basically what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and peel our cassava. And I'm using my smaller knife for this. You're just going to go ahead and press against the cassava and use as much caution as you can. The cassava does have 2 layers to it, and what you want to do is to make sure that you're beneath the second layer of the cassava, guys. So you want to just make some nice smooth turns with your right hands, or the hand that doesn't have the knife in it, while you continue to cut through the cassava with the knife, guys. And of course, like I said, be sure to use caution. And just like that, I've gone ahead and peeled my cassava. Make sure you remove any spots or freckles from your cassava. What I'm going to go ahead and do now, I'm going to go ahead and place this piece of cassava into my water mixture so that it can start soaking up some of that goodness, some of that salt and garlic goodness, that salt and garlicky taste that I placed into my water, guys. And it's not any direct or exact measurement for the water or salt. I just averaged. So yeah, depending on how salty or how you want your cassava to be, your cassava chips to be, that's how much you're gonna use. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the rest of my cassava, and I will be soaking this cassava into my water mixture over here for about 10 minutes in an effort to remove the starch, as well as to flavor the cassava, to give the cassava a nice salt garlic taste, guys. Alright, and I do have one more piece of cassava here, and you do want to try to use the fresh cassava for this recipe. You don't want to use those frozen stuff because it's a lot more difficult to handle, and then it's frozen, so the cassava is probably going to be wet and soggy when you defrost them, and that would probably be better if you're making like cassava balls or egg ball or something like that. But for the cassava chips, where you want it to be nice and crispy, you want to make sure that you're using fresh cassava. So yeah guys, use fresh cassava to give you that nice finish, that nice crispy finish to this recipe. Like I said, you want to go ahead and remove all the black spots or whatever that's on your cassava. And cassava can be a little tough to peel. So like I said, use caution when handling your knife. Okay guys, so here I have my cassava. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'm gonna begin grating these cassava, guys. So what you wanna do, you wanna use the side of the grater like this. So make sure you have a flat surface like this. You don't wanna use these ones because that won't be good. So we're gonna be using the side of the grater that looks like this. And be sure to use caution and don't grate your fingers, guys. And what you want to do, you want to try and make sure that you place your blender.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Blender on a solid surface because the cassava is going to be a little tough to grate. And you just want to press down firmly, just like this, guys. Alright guys, and just a quick example, if you guys don't have a strainer.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay guys, and just a quick example, if you guys don't have a grater with the flat edge to give you those nice thin pieces, you can also go ahead and use your regular kitchen knife and go ahead and just try to slice your cassava as thin as possible. Like I said, use as much caution as you need to. And you don't want to slice your cassava too thick because then it's not going to be as crispy as we know and love. Alright guys, that is also an option. Try to slice it as thin as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of my cassava, and I'm going to go ahead and soak them into my water mixture for about 10 minutes before we begin the frying process. So guys, I'll see you in about 10 to 15 minutes when I'm ready to fry this cassava. Alright guys, so here we are. I have my cassava over here soaking in my water mixed with salt and some garlic powder. I'm now going to go ahead and place my cassava into the oil. Now my oil is already hot, and I'm not going to wipe my cassava off or dry my cassava off because that will just remove all the salt and all the garlic taste that I just spent 10 minutes soaking my cassava to achieve. Alright guys, so I'm not going to wipe or dry my cassava. I'm just going to place it in the hot oil just like that. So prepare for some sizzling, and do take precaution, take safety once again. I do have my oil about medium right now, and I also have my container set aside to collect my finished cassava, guys. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'll let my cassava cook, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final process, because I'm sure you don't want to see just some oil bubbling, right? Or do you? Let me know down in the comments below. So here we are, my version of fried cassava chips, guys. Take a load of that. It's very crispy, very crunchy. And I did fry my cassava a little more longer than would be necessary because I usually prefer my cassava on the extra crunchy side. But basically you want to fry this until just about golden brown, guys. And like I said, if you so please, you may want to also top this with some nice sea salt, or maybe you want to go ahead and start digging in just like that. Totally up to you. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to join me another time, another day, for another recipe.